Alright, hello 6th graders. Welcome back to Mr. Hansen's Math Class YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Otherwise, if you find this video helpful in today's lesson, make sure you give the video a like as well. Okay, the next two lessons, what we're going to be focusing on is converting unit of measurements. Today, we are focusing on customary units. Now, that's the U.S. customary system. That's what we use in the United States. Not a lot of countries use this system. They use the metric system. But today we're going to be focusing on the customary system, converting from one unit to another unit of measurement. This table right here, if you can take a picture of it, or if you want to, also it's in your textbook. So this is your key for today's lesson. Okay, this will help you immensely through today's lesson. We'll be going back and forth to this table, okay? When we convert one unit of measure to another, you can multiply by a conversion factor. Okay, so example 1, using a conversion factor. Convert 93 inches to feet. Okay, so first things first, there are 93 inches, and we don't know how many feet that is. Okay, so this is kind of similar to making a proportion, except we're making a multiplication problem. Okay, so now to know where you put inches and feet, you don't put inches on the top. Okay, they have to meet diagonally. So inches on top here, it's kind of like the reciprocal. You flip-flop them. So inches on the bottom here, so then diagonally they're the same. Diagonally they're the same. So feet would be on top here. Now, in the second part of this multiplication problem, you find out what's the bigger unit first, and in this case, it's feet. So there's 1 foot. In 1 foot, how many inches are in 1 foot? Okay, so, and we should know that, and we can look back at the table, but we should know that there's 12 inches in 1 foot. Okay, so now that you have your conversion factor set up, now you just multiply across, okay? Inches cancel out, so just multiply across. 93 times 1 is 93, and then we don't have to multiply anything here. It's kind of like n, so then it'd be over 12. So now we just divide. Okay, so we have 93 divided by 12. 12 goes into 93 how many times? It can't be, or it'd be 7. So it'd be 84. Subtract, you get 9. Now, you can put it as a fraction. I'd rather have you put it as a decimal. So again, put your decimal, bring down a 0. 12 goes into 90 7 times, 84, 6, 0, bring down the 0. So we have 60. 12 goes into 60 5 times, and that goes into it evenly. So our answer would be 7 7/75 feet. And then that's your answer. Okay, the biggest thing is make sure you set up your conversion factor correctly. That's the biggest thing. All right, so now we have to convert 2 pounds. So 2 pounds into, well, we don't know how many ounces, but we want to convert to ounces. Okay, so now we're multiplying, again, diagonally. So the pounds are up on top here, pounds on bottom here. Ounces on bottom, ounces on top. Okay, so now you have to figure out what's bigger, pound or an ounce. Well, let's go up to our table here. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Okay, so then down here in our conversion factor, 1 pound, 16 ounces. Okay, so now again we just multiply across. So 2 times 16 is 32 over 1. Well, 32 divided by 1 is 32. So then our label would be, since we're trying to find ounces, would be 32 ounces would be our answer. Again, in your beginning conversion, kind of your proportion, all right, make sure you have the same unit of measurements diagonally. That's your key for today, okay? If you can figure that out, you should be fine. All right, convert 48 quarts to gallons, okay? So we have 48 quarts, and we want to change it, that's a horrible cue, there we go, to gallons. Well, we don't know how many gallons. Okay, so now equals, And we know quarts is on top here, quarts on bottom here. Gallons on bottom, gallons on top. Okay, so now let's go back up to our table. Capacity, so let's go, we need quarts. So there's, in 1 gallon, there's 4 quarts. Okay, so now we go back down. In 1 gallon, there's 4 quarts. So, put that multiplication sign, not a equal sign. I keep wanting to make it a proportional. So now we just multiply across. 48 times 1 is 48, and then you have 4 on the bottom. So now you go 48 divided by 4. 4 goes into 4 once. Subtract, you get 0. Bring down the 8. 4 goes into 8 twice. So you have 12 gallons, because that's what you're trying to find here. You have 12 gallons and 48 quarts. Okay? Just make sure when you're doing this, make sure your answer makes sense. So we know that there are more quarts in a gallon. Okay, so then if you did, say instead you went 48 times 4, that would give you 192 gallons. And we know that can't be possible because there's more quarts in a gallon. So it has to be a lower number. The larger unit of measurement, just for our heads up, when you use a larger unit of measurement, you should get a smaller number. Larger to smaller unit of measurement, then that's when your number should be bigger. Last example here. Okay, the Washington Monument is about 185 yards tall. This height is almost equal to the length of 2 football fields. About how many feet is this, okay? So we're transferring yards to feet. So we have 185 yards, and we don't know how many feet. Okay, so then again, don't put an equal sign, put a multiplication sign so we know that we're multiplying. Okay, again, diagonal, feet on bottom here, feet on top. Yards on top, yards on bottom. Okay, so now what's bigger, feet or yards? Again, you can look back at the table, but we should know that in 1 yard, there's 3 feet. Okay, so now you just multiply across. So I can't do 185 times 3 in my head, so I'll just go on the side. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 8 plus 1 is 25. 3 times 1 plus 2 is 5. So we get 555 over 1. Well, divided that out, you should get, don't leave it as a fraction, just have it as a whole number. It'd be 555, and we're wanting to find feet. And then that would be your answer. Okay, again, this conversion table, we should know how many inches are in a foot, feet in a yard. Inches in a yard could be a little harder, but in a mile, or how many feet are in a mile, we should know that. Pounds are the weight that this table will help you, and the capacity will help you immensely. That's one thing I struggle with, is the capacity portion. I can't remember how many cups are in a pint, even when cooking, not able to remember that. So that'll help you immensely with capacity, but we should know the length for sure. All right. I hope this video has helped you guys. Video shout out for today. Picked out 2 sticks for this video. The shout out goes to Carson and Dominic. Miss you guys. Hope you're doing well at home. Again, make sure we're practicing social distancing, okay? I know you guys are getting bored inside your house. You're going crazy. I'm there with you. But make sure we're practicing that so we can come back to school as soon as possible and everyone can get healthy as soon as possible as well. Remember, if you have questions, don't be afraid to email me or comment below if you have any questions. All right, miss you guys. Hope to see you soon. Peace.